Zdravím všechny ještě jednou na Twitchi a dokonce i na YouTube. KC versus NAVI. Kdo prohraje, vypadává z Evropy, z playoff a nemůže jet na Masters, pokud se nepletu. Tohle je třetí mapa, je to 1-1, full akce. Pome. Fandím Marteenovi, OFC.
Well, that door is dropped. You've got to be looking at Ruxic, who now becomes the Joker. In fact, they're going to open the door back up to let him back in. But both players are already out heaven.
Kola je na hit.
NAVI looking to try and take this fight.
Tam dělá, on přeportil. What?
Ruxic finding the kill.
Kal ten ručník je strašně tahá ty NAVI, ale fakt. Oh, a jsme doma. A jsme doma. Marteen aktivovan. Mám tady nějakého právníka, co nebude zastupovat proti panu Smaržíkovi. Kde bude jednání? Počkej, nice.
React here, they want to be proactive instead. Marteen into the fire and flames beyond this smoke. Is there support? It comes in the form of others, but it's just not
je jakože NAVI přestřílí KC, to nedá vůbec smysl. Dardis říká věci, ale mě tam nesedí ten AWS hrozně. A Elite. Marteen svojho co se rád bych nechal a dva bych vyměnil, kámo.
NAVI, not the ones that are putting a foot in front of each other too well here. It's a couple of missteps. Now trying to force the issue on B, but the setup is there. KC do well just to trade out an Elite buying time.
No, čum prostě. Bro is lost. Bro is just lost.
Still a chance between him and Hero. These are the players you want.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you've got Sentinel utility to work with here as well, so NAVI in prime position and post.
Budou velký změny v té redna, kámo.
On Shao to set up Hero. Oh, it's blocked him a little bit from the initial entry, but he fans out behind it. And
čum na to AWS, jaký je, kámo, lost. Co to je za Everness? Že vyběhne nožíkem naproti té teže ultině. Obviously, vole, ji použijou na zahrání nějak. Tyhle, to je bot, hez. Něco takové srandy, kámo. Defend mapa je to 2-3 na defendu, takže kluc. A NAVI mají double sentinel na defend. Pojď se dát. Nádhera, konečně.
Reactive at the best of times, but the support, it's flowing through when needed. Koala was the first player in,
Vašek
it looks like the last one out.
This is Koala's map though. I think he can do this.
I mean, I'm not sure if I follow along. NAVI can course correct on this eco and well, Angel's opening up. First kill for him.
On občas i streamuje, no.
The A-site onslaught with
mega
Hero slipping in between the lines beyond the barrier mesh. It's another kill. Could this be the NAVI eco? Or does Marteen have something to say? Gets him to stand his ground. Sadak in support. Koala furthest player forward. Revealed TP out, just about hanging on. KC fighting through into short, but they can't survive. NAVI batter back. 5 rounds expected unless Sadak can save the day.
I mean, could maybe get a Vez back up, but instead broke the door, so this is just a bait, and they know exactly where the Sova is.
The cage has him caught. They know now the info. Stunned, revealed. Everything.
Rovnej shape, tuhle tam má zahnutý shape.
Vision striker move that we were talking about earlier. Hero.
To je prostě jaká pomalejší.
Reveal not on the player but the fake out. Still Bucky in hand of Sadak.
Já kdybych si kupoval novou myš, tak si nekupuju tu, co mám já určitě. To moje myš není jako meta teďka.
Marteen here and the space that he's found.
Hlavně kvůli tomu, že má jenom 1000 herců.
To the Grand Tour, Marteen step into the show floor, first kill picked up, flash through, oh, 2 would have been great. But with Ruxic removing him, it's straight to the boathouse he goes.
Love this, taking the space nice and early.
60-80 znamená jenom, jak je velká. Když máš 80 kovů, tak tam máš šipky, já nemám šipky.
In front of the line, Sugetsu was looking for the spike.
Where are NAVI going?
They're gonna reroute this just because they don't want to deal with that one defender. Faking mid pressure. Sugetsu's still solo.
He just got a chance to deny the spike.
He's so far ahead of this.
Říkal jsem, Sugetsu zůstává, Marteen se tak zůstává. A tak. Není ono, ne? Mini 31-17.
To come up in playoffs would be everything, but Sugetsu has been spotted. Brooksik knows his tricks too well. That TP won't be catching him off guard anytime soon.
Aleš kůrem koukat nebo co?
That by NAVI to make sure that Wayne can't be taken by KC. They've also deposited a
další hru je hrát Derky na nových kompech.
Just to make sure that we're not going to get the same sort of flank that Marteen was able to do last time out.
Či myslíte, že výherní vlna z CSK Vitality přejde na výherní vlnu do Valorantu?
This attack side,
big info.
As you say, the difference is they would have had numbers, but it's the recon in front of the utility, and they go back to
mám
the
zase 0
stack.
sílu, koukám jak NPC. Běž si zacvičit, kámo. Paradoxně, kámo, ti říkám, že to nabudí. Normálně běž, kámo, se nastartovat. Angel, vole, jenom za jednou.
But he's already taken so much damage, it's easy for Koala to finish out. Marteen getting one of his own. 2v2, tries to deny the spike, but it's not to be advised. It's NAVI will find 6.
Kdyby jenom držel zbraň, Martin, ti říkám, že je tam vylíská, ne?
Kitchen sink thrown at this. Koala's just looking for a target to send
grind. Grindil ty algoritmy, vole.
But I have to say, with all of this Sentinel util, now in post, KC have to go quickly.
Yeah, they need to be careful, and not only that, if they do go quickly, there's ultimates to deny. And
nice. Not nice, sorry, kurva.
Still not got the Armageddon used either, but it might not be needed at all. It isn't. NAVI move into the next half.
Cením. Slibovala Anna, že letos to topnou, že letos budou největší champion, co kdy byli jakožto 5letý výročí. Takže jako mám velké očekávání, co navaří. Bojím se, že budu zklamán. No, jakoby atak do tohoto kompu bude fakt nechutnej. Nechutnej. Každý jedno kolo, jak NPCs, chodit ničit deadlock wallů, chodit ničit cypher pičoviny a doufat, že tě nevyholdí Koala noob s kukátkem. To bych chtěl hrát, no. To mě strašně bavilo. Teďko máš na Bčku kameru, že jo, Aleši, když se podíváš. Na Bčku je kamera, že jo, already. Se s kterou vyhrávají to kolo.
Create some pressure, force NAVI to redistribute the forces, and there you have it. That's the response. KC get the reaction they were looking for, and sure, but still, Roxic hangs around. Sheriff at his side, and Hero in support. From Dice backside, the smoke now drops. In the front, looking for the fight. It's Roxic that has the first. Time is of the essence. There isn't enough of it. Hero still hanging around.
Pane bože. Tragédia v maximum scale. Ale ty jeden týmy jsem neviděl to moc rád, Aleši.
KC could be executing into their own doom.
Another utility investment though in the meantime. Barrier mesh has been dropped in towards B main, but that's not
Cartier, děkuji za nového tier 1 subíka, vítej mezi
Hero's been suppressed though.
Gentlemany.
It's massive. He managed to get a cage off, so hasn't been identified by the info dart.
Martin to musí jít na sebe, jinak prohraju, fakt, ale nice.
Marteen continues on his reign of terror.
And Roxic's still hanging around in main.
Zase 15 vteřin jenom, ale kámo.
Less than 10 seconds once this comes
má
in.
rakety.
This is going to be close, but didn't account for Elite. Dead Angel 2v2.
Ne, tuhle ten výser se nesměl stát. Tenhle duel, kámo, se nesměl stát.
Has to try and fight his way through. Doesn't even get a cam. It's just going to be a defuse. And what a way to finally convert a bonus round, NAVI.
Derke se unleashnem.
This is a huge isolation. It is only Sugetsu here. But his Sheriff now has to have a bigger moment than it has done previously. Asking a bit too much.
To je disaster, vole.
Valorant has moved in towards B main. Is KC find a little
spot
tohle
musíš trefit ze 4-1. Jako sorry, ale to fakt bys měl, kámo.
They have control on either side of the map. The mains, more importantly, Angel and Koala, as you say. Now looking at the Canadian, feels as if he has his time to strike beyond the cage. At least one kill, but that's the spike.
Kámo, oni si z nich dělají dobrý den. To je doslova z nich dělají dobrý den, kámo.
Up to an 11th. KC, you know, in some of these eco rounds, just really haven't felt all that threatening. There's so much control, but it's not even necessarily coming from the Sentinel players. The setup's on site.
Yeah, it's a setup.
Velký špatný se děje,
Drones
kámo.
around the corner, it's broken, and this is the play. Koala taking it into his own hands, just one.
Jeden ještě v pohodě. Nice, pokryl kámoše, nevěřím.
Can't capitalize, and now it's Hero at the back of sight. He's been spammed out. They know where he is because he responded to the bullet sent his way.
Hero dostal tak safe ultinou a stál na místě, to je taky golden.
And now it's up to the captain.
Kapitán a trenér. Jirka Luňák, vole.
But there is support from middle. It's Koala Noob just facing by himself, and while Net's going to come in there, the salvos, do they arrive in time? No, Marteen dashes right out.
It's going to be a big duel in mid. Most importantly towards the arch. Rooksik TP into the other side. Spam coming through, but they can't quite find him. He's taking his time and they can't quite
Jak furt žije ten ručník, kámo, 40krát už měl by mrtvej.
Look at Rooksik. He wants to keep on going. Just the one kill that he
Já
picks up.
blouzním.
NAVI still putting their foot down. 50 seconds or less. KC need to make a move, and in terms of space taken and utility dealt with, there is not much at all.
This is big.
Alva's just gonna rip the ult. It's a hit and hope, so for B they go.
He's just gonna rip the ult.
Takes all the sentinel
Zase ho ripne on stream, ale.
He has no support.
Still creeping closer to the site, taking their time.
Kámo, ale můžeš mi vysvětlit, proč nejdou do sajtu, dokud má tu ultinu aktivní, aby ho mohli zvednout? Proč jakoby se zaseknou na tom switchi a jdou první týpci, co se nedají resnout? Kámo, co to je ten Aves? Mental. Nice.
7 for KC, they survive. The position here of Sugetsu still hanging around in A main. There's definitely a view to take this one back into the stack.
I mean, at the same time, Koala brings out Dimensional Drift, looking to clear out and find out where players are, and well, they're going to head towards A, and this is where the utility is.
As I said, just raising that question mark in middle, but now you're heading into the utility.
Já na to teda po nikdo nemůže zahrát. Main omen, ten main omen, nice, to je ten main omen. Ne, prosím, ne, prosím. Ne na RNG to prohrát, kámo. Hezky na statistiku to vyhrát. Co máme za utilitu? Zelo máme reveal. Ultinu s omenem za ně, dělej, ultni za ně na pressure, dělej! A zruš to! Ultni a zruš to, dělej něco s tím omenem, ultni a zruš s tím omenem! Ať začnou pušovat, já nevím, já se spojím, kámo, to projebou. A co čeká Angel? Má line up na ultinu? Ten reveal, co hodil Sedák, to mělo co znamenat? Ani jeden z Marteenova teammateů nevyhrál duel. Ani jeden z Marteenova teammateů nevyhrál duel.
Marteen still with blades and an updraft. He fires himself over the top of Switch, but it's only going one way for now in the feed. Shao gets his two. Can Angel find two more?
Not like this, to není důstojný konec. No to není důstojný konec 7-13 proti NAVI. They don't know me, son.
But how long is he going to be able to survive?
Who's gonna get the ball?
Going through lane, flash behind it. Sadak just hiding underneath the rail right now as the lane walk up comes through from Koala.
To je poslední kolo.
We have to depend upon him again. KC, the blue wall could crumble under the pressure of NAVI as they're putting it on. Elite has withstood at least that first player. But he has to go big where the rest of his team couldn't. To move on in their stead for KC, stage 1 hopes and dreams. Elite will continue. Here, NAVI very likely sent back onto an eco at least one more time before this map is done, and that being the one rifle in the hands of Koala already cut away, loose from the round. Angel picking it back up, but still favoring the Sheriff. All I'm gonna ask, NAVI, please do not use Show's ultimate.
To je můj all in. Alešky, budeš šošony.
So we'll have to see if they go for it or not. Still have that Guardian though. That's a big point to talk about, because that's a better firepower. And it's this stall as well into the late round, which makes things all the more concerning. Xiao maybe even thinking about using the ult here, just purely based on the positioning of these players. Looks like he might just send it in, and, oh, your wish will not be granted. NAVI want to win it here and now. Xiao still on the site with the gun in hand, and those reinforcements just can't arrive soon enough. Shot down where they stand. KC will have a night. We go again without a NAVI ultimate.
Co mu projde hlavou? Chlapic.
From the series is how NA pilled you are, but heading into this one.
Co dům dá?
That's true. And in terms of how we carry on in EMEA, it's Koala that starts things off. Xiao finding the next. Could this be the round for NAVI? Sui has responded. It's still a player advantage with the defense.
Koupím ty světla, to je dobrý bajčet. Ale Vašek si koupí na stream tuhle ty světla, co mám já. Může tam měl hezčí. Bossman,
you look at it, it's Sentinel players on either side of the map, so even if others had gone far, straight in with their ultimate, they were prepared for it.
Kvůli světlům.
A lot of thought put into this, but now KC
a byl strašně překvapený chat, kolik to stojí. Ale všechno mě, kam mají ty světla, co máš to? A tak za 500. Jo.
Utility set up for hero. Cypher cam for contact. Sonic
jak za 500? Za liter, tak za liter.
He's calling to his team. I've seen players on my cam. They're in short. Where does KC go here? There's a gap in towards tree, and that's exactly where they find to opt to
ale jako má to svůj value. To, kolik to stojí, ty světla, tak zase na druhou stranu. Pro lidi to přidá komfortu životního, tak to podle mě se vyplatí. Světla dosah z dungeonu. A ty s těma světlama můžeš prostě... Nice, ale dobrý decision od KC. To byl dobrý rotate. Jdu po oba, ne? Jak se uvolnil, ne? Si nějaký boty, ale šidit máš za troje boty, kámo, k čemu chceš čtvrtý, ty vole.
It's a split deck completely. One player main and one back from short. All of this heard by Elite. Koala straight into the firing line. But NAVI have players in position. They are knocking on that door. There's just a couple players.
KC jsou ale strašně back.
But they are so quickly dealt with. KC have 11.
Ne, ale tak to je nejvíc, jakoby...
We are at the very least guaranteed 24 rounds, but even then, whoever... Running into player traffic just yet,
co se stalo? On dostal do smoku. On dostal do spawnu do smoku, tam je smoke.
Right up against this wall, sensor by his side.
On se stunne Marteen. Nestunne. Angel vyslal Marteena. Tak to je disaster. Tak to je fakt disaster, kámo.
Looking to go NAVI's way. A second time of asking. Koala noob in backside, so much support. KC are cornered.
Looks like they are.
You can barely get back past that mesh in main. The setup's
over on A. Čemu začnou volbengovat, to bylo to ze sajtu, ne? Musel na to moc posraný. Podle mě vystřelí a za chvilku vypnu do té bouty, vole. Přesně do těch rohů, kámo. Vyleze ten ručník, to mi neříkej, vole. To mi neříkej.
This story will continue for them in the lower bracket, responding after being sent down by BBL. And unfortunately,
14-12, 11-13, 11-13.